Greetings, friends, and welcome back for another DocBird Positive Change. And today, what I'm bringing you is the issue of worry. Because in our culture, worry is out of control. And for very good reasons. The circumstances are changing. The variables in our environment are changing. And we get worried about a lot of things. And that's very natural. It's a natural reaction. And in fact, worry can be a good thing and it can be life-saving. But there's times when we step over that line and it becomes really, really bad for us. But years ago, when I took one of my very first graduate courses, I remember I was in a psychopathology class, assessment, and we're learning for counseling techniques how to assess psychopathology. And there was this extraordinary presentation by this gentleman, and he had all of these great tips for anxiety, and he said, "Do you want to know where this comes from?" He says, "Do you want to know where my source is for all of this wisdom on how to deal with our anxiety?" And he said, "It's Dale Carnegie." And I thought to myself, wait a minute, whoa, say what? Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie was a guy that taught public speaking courses. Well, Dale Carnegie had a very interesting life that at 1908, he actually graduated from college, Warrensburg College. And he was a great salesman for a period of time, but he eventually moved to New York City. And he loved public speaking, and he loved being on the debate team when he was in college and in high school. And he said to the YMCA where he was living, he said, "Look, I'll teach you some classes here at the Y, and I'll give you 80% of the proceeds. I just want to teach some classes on public speaking." And over time, he had come to find out that the number one worry that human beings have, the most fear-provoking situation we can have in our lives, is public speaking. People don't like to get up there in front of others because it makes them so freaked out. But what he did is he learned a lot about anxiety. And he said most of the time, anxiety is nothing more than living outside the moment. In other words, what's happening to you right here, right now? And Dale Carnegie also took some advice from Sir William Osler when he said, live in day-tight compartments. Live in day-tight compartments. You can't live in tomorrow. It's not here yet. And you can't live in yesterday. It's gone. Yesterday, there's the old saying goes, don't saw sawdust. It's gone. Why do we want to keep going back and saying, I should have. Or why do we want to go jumping into the future and say as soon as? We all know those miserable people that they're never happy in the moment. Never. Because everything is as soon as I, if only I won the lottery, if only I could move to another town, if only my boss would drop dead. And we keep if onlying and as sooning ourselves to death. And we avoid living in the moment. And here's the kicker. Every time you start worrying about the future, you put off living in the present. You're putting it off. Because you're spending all of this time outside of yourself, and all of these shoulds about what I should have done yesterday. Well, you didn't. And you got to give yourself a break. I shouldn't have. It's what I call having should for brains, or shoulding all over yourself because of all the shoulds. And so it's about living each day from the moment that you get up until the moment that you go to sleep. You can't do anything about Friday. It's not here yet. And you can't do anything about Monday. Because it's gone. So what we do is we stay in day-tight compartments, worry about the things that we can control right here, right now, and take control of those things. And that's it. And when we do that, we actually find that everything from generalized anxiety disorder to panic attacks to all sorts of other anxiety maladies, they tend to dissipate just by staying in the present. So, live in day-tight compartments. Thanks for listening today.